Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm starting yet another new idea. I thought I would start like a 10-minute collage challenge. I don't know about you, I've got lots of scraps, I've got lots of supplies that I just never use. Lots of different papers, scraps of papers. I save bits of paper when I'm making a project, and then like this I'll have a bit like this left, which is not really big enough to do anything with. It's too nice to throw away. And I've been through my scraps. I keep a scrap drawer, but I don't use them. Apart from white and black and sort of grey board, I would use those. But I'm really rubbish at remembering to use them. And I thought, right, I'm going to start a 10-minute collage. And I don't know whether or not to do it, I don't know, twice a month, once a week. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think if anybody wants to join in. I just thought it'd be a good way of using up those bits that you have sitting around on your desk. Like I'm sitting here, I can see around me I've got all sorts of things. I've got bits of shrink plastic around, all the bits that I made before, so there's those sort of bits. Not that I'm going to use those for collage, but I've got, in a candle on the side of me, I've got some butterflies that I had a go at making because I saw Antonio's one and I wanted to make something similar. But they're just sat there. They haven't got a home. I haven't put them away because they haven't got anywhere to go. And anyway, long story short, I thought I'm going to make myself a little collage book, rather like the mini art journal. Nothing too big, nothing too daunting, and I'm going to do one, and I'm going to try not to spend more than 10 minutes doing it. It's just going to be as quick as putting some bits down, not really thinking about it, and that's my page. So I figured the best sort of size for that would be A6. Now in the UK and Europe we have paper sized, this is A4. I think you have in America something similar called letter size. It is not exactly the same as this. And I'll explain a little bit from my knowledge, and I don't, I may be wrong, but A6 size is A4 quartered. So if you had something like that, and then a similar album to I made before, and I'm going to make an album in a minute, but I'm thinking that's kind of a decent size to do a very quick 10-minute collage. Now, I don't know exactly what size that is, but I do have a ruler. Let's have a look. I should know it. It'll be something like 10.5 by 14.9. Yeah, it is. 14.9 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres. In inches, that is just, it's like 5 and 7/8 by 4 1/8. That is our paper size. So I am going to use that because it's very easy for me to cut paper in half, and then I will have bits like that I can put in my journal without having to waste paper. I don't want something bigger than that because then I wouldn't be able to get some money out of a sheet of A4. So moving on. This is the size that I'm going to use. I think if you had a piece of letter size paper, which is 8.5 inches by 11, and you quartered it like this, you would have something 4 1/4 by 5.5. So similar, but not exactly the same. So I've decided that the covers for this are going to be 4 3/8 by 6 1/4. That just gives me a little bit either side and a little bit at the front as well, and that will do me. So if you were doing it letter size, then adjust yours so that it fits. So I am using Amazon packaging for my covers, like I normally do. I have a lot of the stuff, and it's just great stuff to use. It's it's free. You've already paid for it when you've got your products. And it's pointless buying something that is you've got or you're going to recycle. So I am going for 4 3/8 1.5 inches and 4 3/8. That means 10.25 inches by 6.25 inches. And I think that would be a perfect sort of size. I'll show you with that in there. In fact, that will probably go up to the spine because it's going to be sort of up to there, but something around about that kind of margin. I would say it looks about 1/4 inch all the way around. So I've cut my board. Now I was wondering whether or not a piece of 12 by 12 would work for this, and I've got a nice piece there which I'm going to use, and I think it will. I've just got to make sure I put all this in the right place, and I think, let's have a think. I think I'm going to do it like that and stick it on. It does just about. I would ideally, if I was doing a journal, I would prefer there to be more than about that at the edge, but you've got to go with what you've got, and I think that will work. So let me see. Yeah, I think that will be fine. I'm just going to cut this down a bit because it's too tall. Hang on a minute. I seem to have got another video playing. I can hear, oh, it's the news live playing on my other phone. Sorry about that. No, I thought I put a mark on here. I did. She says. Can't see it, but I did put a mark on. So somewhere about there. And again, see, that's already, I'm keeping that to do some collage. Putting my paper down, getting my board, and I just need to stick it down. You want a margin all the way around because we're going to fold it over, and you need a little gap between here, ideally at least as wide as twice the thickness of this, so that it doesn't it doesn't tear the paper when you're opening and closing it. So I'm going to just look at that, something like that. I'm going to come over here a bit and I'm going to glue them down. I'm just going to eyeball it to begin with, and I'll probably put the spine on first. So let's get some glue. You can use any glue, you could use tape, whatever you want. I'm going to use some I'm using Yoo-hoo because it's what I've got to hand. Also gives you a little bit of wiggle room if you need it. So something like that looks about right. And then I'll stick the next one on. I mean, this is just a really, if you want to make a different album or a different size, go ahead, do what you like. I'm literally doing everything for ease. I don't want to waste paper by having something that is, let me just line that up so that, I think I moved that, did I? I don't know, it's not very straight. That will do, like that. I don't want to waste paper by using something taller that you can't cut A4 in half and use it, because then I'd only get like one of these per sheet, which is a waste in my opinion. So that's, you know, I'm economising and giving myself, you know, a large enough canvas to work on without it being too daunting as well. But if you want to make one your size, if you want to do a giant one, or if you want to do a teeny one, or just one that's similar or square or whatever you want, it doesn't, you know, there's no rules. I just thought anybody who wants to play along could do a 10-minute collage every now and again. You can have a look. I'm going to use that as my hashtag so that if anybody joins in. And I think I don't know what I'm going to do. I was going to say I might stick to sort of colours, but now I'm thinking, no, I might not. I might just, you know, I like lots of colours together. Seeing lots of colours together makes me feel happy. So, you know, I might just do really bright coloured pages, or sometimes I might just do like a yellowy page or a bluey page, or I don't know, whatever I fancy. Right, now I'm going to cut out down here the corners. I don't know if you can see, I'm just going to cut them not quite to the corner, but very close, in that sort of shape. Not sure if you saw that. I'll try and do it again. It's very hard to see where the camera is. So not quite to the corner, like that. Oops, on all of those. Okay, don't need those. Now I could keep those for collage, but I'm not going to go mad with this. Now you could snip up here if you wanted to. I think I'm just going to fold it over and hope for the best. You could also score it as well. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do this. I think it's just for ease. Somewhere I've got a bone folder. Let me have a look and see if I can. I've got two. I've got a nice clean, well, she says a nice clean one, and my grim one that I use with glue. I can't even find that. Oh, there it is next to me. Let's try that. The problem is I can't find this one, and then I use my nice one, and that is now also becoming a bit grim with glue, so never mind. Right, I'm just folding these, but then I'm just going to glue them. I'm not going to think, oh, it's gone a bit skew with there. Let's get you up there. And those as well. I'll probably put those ones in first because they are slightly smaller, but they'll be fine because we'll cover this if you want on the inside. There we go. Right, let's get those glued on. Again, you could use tape for speed if you want to. I'm just going to use my Yoo-hoo because it works pretty well. Squeeze out a bit of glue, but it doesn't matter because I am going to cover that. That needs some help. Right, just going to help it in there. She says ripping it. Well done. I am rushing a bit because I don't want you to be bored out of your minds, but very quick. Just goes to show how quickly you can make a journal cover. And ideally we're going to wait for that to dry. But there we go. That's our, well, that's my journal cover. Thought that was quite nice paper to use. Now I need to cover these things, so I need to measure, which I haven't done. I'm going to, oops, sorry, goodness me. More, what is it? More haste, less speed, something like that. Now, I want this to be maybe 4 4¼ I think would be best by, well, let's put that on there like that. 6, 4¼ by 6, so we want 2 of those. And that will be 6 by whatever we want on there, and however, I'll probably cover the whole thing, 1½ obviously. Right, I'm going to find some paper that I can use to go in here. I don't think, I mean I could put that, no, it won't work. I need to get some more paper, bear with me. Okay, now I was going to get some pattern paper, but I've got some quite thick crafty sort of paper, so I figured I would use that. It was actually in my scrap drawer as something I'd taken some extra pages out of an album. I think that's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to stick that down over there. So that was 4 1/4. I'll leave the measurements. I'm going to have to leave the measurements for A4. I'll leave those in the description box, and you'll have to wing it, I think, if you are, or, you know, do something similar if you're in the US and you want to join. I mean, I have other albums. There are plenty of things on YouTube, but I've got a couple of other albums. But obviously my paper size is A4. Now the reason I use inches is because of my scoreboard for things. My scoreboard is in inches, so I know I don't ever, you know, I don't think in inches, I think in centimetres, but sometimes you have to use what you've got. My tools are in inches, so there we go, that will do. And then this one, and then a couple of things you can do to put your signatures in. You could use hair ties, which is what I've done before, elastic hair ties, and I'll show you, in fact I'll show you one of my albums. Right, that will do there. That's covered at the inside. Apart from these bits, you could cover that if you were. I could have covered it underneath actually. If you're bothered, you could put some paper underneath. Can't say I'm bothered. That will be fine, like that. Right, let me show you. Now, these are my mini art journals, not so mini. This one has got string, which I'm going to use, I think, for mine. Probably use some jute or something like that, but it's just literally wrapped around and then tied up. Then I decided I could use elastics, hair elastics, and you literally just open them up, pull them on, put 6 on them there, and then you can put your papers in like that, and that holds them nice and secure too. This is slightly longer. I don't think my hair ties will stretch that far, so I will be using some thread of some description. Right, I think I'm going to use baker's twine. I've got this one with a sort of a browny colour going through it. I'm going to need some space to tie it off, so I'm going to leave that like that, and then inside I'm going to need 6 places to put my, oh well, however many what do you call them, signatures. I'm going to have, I think I'll have 6. So I've already lost count. I've got 4 on the outside here, 3, that's 4 on the inside, that's 5 on the inside, 6. Now you can always, I mean, you could always redo it if you needed to. If you think you need more pages, put more pages in. But you've got 4 per 4 sides if you do it that way. So that would be about 24. I think I'm going to do that for now. But you can use as many as you like. And I've kind of left a biggish spine because I think if you're doing collage, you might, like me, you might end up with bulky pages. I'm not planning to do that, but I've got 6 things there. Let's leave those like that, and then you can just tie it together or tie it round them. I'll probably do that actually. Let's do that. Tie them together in the middle. Somebody has just swapped positions. No, you don't. You go back where you were, please. Just going to make sure I've done it fairly tight. And we can, oh, I don't know if you have had swap positions. Let's have a look. We need them flat on the inside, that's the most important bit. And this one has just gone around there. Not going to like that, let me redo that. Not, you know, I don't mean to be fussy, because you know, the whole point of this is just to be quick and what have you. But on the other hand, I want to see what I've done. Right, let's have another look. That's fine. That's fine. I think it was just doing this. See if this helps. I think it's where I'm tying a knot. I'm not going to worry about it. Come on. Less faffing. Right, so I'm just going to tie it like that. You can always redo this bit, that's the thing. I'll cut that off, that's a little bit long. But there we've got our 6 places, and I will then get myself some fairly, I won't think I'll use paper, I'll use card, cut it in half along there, fold it in half, and then I will just poke them through here, and I will have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides per signature, and we've got room for 6 signatures. If you wanted 8, you could put 8 of these in. If you wanted 4, you could put 4 in. So I think that will do me for now. So there's my album ready to go, and then I will cut my pages, and next time I come in I will be doing hopefully a 10-minute collage. And if you'd like to join in, all you need to do is grab your bits and you know, we'll collage together, see how long it takes. I'm not going to set a stopwatch, I'm just, you know, I'm hoping it won't take longer than 10 minutes to do. If it takes 12 minutes or a quarter of an hour, so be it. But I'm not going to sit here for 20 minutes thinking, oh, shall I put it there or shall I put it there? It's going to be quick. It's going to be glue stick or matte medium, whatever I've got, and it's going to be done. That's the plan. Anyway, hope some of you join in with me. I'm going to be using the hashtag 10-minute collage, and just thought it'd be a little bit of fun. Let me know if you're joining in. Do you want to do it once a week, once a fortnight, once a month? What do you fancy? Let me know, and we'll see what the majority think. Thank you for watching, and stay safe and well, and I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.